Okay, awesome. So I think we should be good. So you just finished you just finished the set there in Dubai, and how was the crowd? How was the you said the
Nah,
weather?
it was no crowd because like I played the club yesterday night,
Oh,
the club like on the penthouse rooftop here,
mhm.
which was really great. The crowd was really 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 cool. But today on the beach it was like a recorded set with the sunset, for YouTube.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's nice. Oh,
Yeah, that
okay.
was very cool. That was very
Yeah,
nice. Yeah.
nice. I love sunset vibes. I feel like that'll be good to watch. So I
Cool.
wanted to get started. First I wanted to let you know that I'm a huge fan. One of my favorite songs ever is "Coming Home." That you released in 2018. It's just whenever I travel, it's my go-to
Coming
song.
home was 2015.
Oh, okay, really? Oh, okay, was because when I was looking on YouTube, it said 2018. So I was like, oh, okay. I just want to.
No, 15, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Yes, it's definitely one of my favorite songs, though. It's just whenever I travel, I like to play it because it just has that vibe of like of going, you know.
Yeah.
And then right now, the song that you released, "Tamo Loco," that one is just it's so good. So that was on repeat. So I wanted to just say that, yeah, definitely, I'm definitely a huge fan. And so I wanted to see if you can give me a little bit of background on how you got started with DJing because okay.
Basically, I always been like into music because of my mom. Yeah,
Mm,
she was. I mean, my dad also was singing. My mom was really like a huge fan of music. So I grew up with like funk, disco, soul, jazz, all of that. And then I discovered the music by myself through the radio. I had like a little radio, in my bedroom.
mhm.
And then I discovered like the hip hop R&B at the time of Interscope, like when Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre were like, controlling the game.
Yeah.
And by the age of 12, I started to do my first beats with a video games kind of. It was not really a software production. It was more like a video game called EJ. And I was doing beats, and the other kids from the hood where I was living, they were like doing some raps on my beat and stuff. It was funny.
Mhm.
But it's only when I was like 16, by accident, I discovered the turntables in a shop
Mhm.
because a friend of mine wanted to go to buy some equipment
Uh-huh.
and to buy equipment for him. And I had nothing to do that day. And he was like, "Do you want to come with me?" And I was like, "Why not?" And then I came with him and we entered the shop and we were able to try the equipment. So it was the first time I was touching like turntables.
Oh
And
wow.
I don't know, it was like a love at first sight. You know what I'm saying? Like we fell in love. And that was like 19 years ago.
Wow.
And I never stopped since. So first of all, I was practicing on the turntable of my friend because I couldn't afford like equipment. I had no money at the time.
Mhm.
Um, and then I think it was like about almost 1 year later, I was really bad at school, and my dad told me, "Look, you really need to have at least one exam for your mom because like this is a disaster. We can't go like this. Your mom would depress."
Yeah.
And my dad said, "If you get the exam for your mom, I will get you like a DJ equipment."
Yeah.
And got me for my birthday two Newmark Axis 9, and
Mhm.
I had like a little mixer, like 20 euro from Cash Express, And
Yeah.
this is how I started first, like equipment. And my dad didn't know at the time, but like, yeah, he definitely changed my life that day when he gave me that for my birthday.
Yeah, no, definitely. And then it's just and then you never really had a doubts that I mean, what if you just threw yourself in the scene? Did you start with parties? Did you reach out in clubs? Like how did that kind of get started?
Well, at the time I started, the DJs, they weren't superstars. At the time I started, like a DJ was just the guy in the corner of the club that you were ignoring.
Mm,
You understand?
mhm,
So me, when I started, my ultimate goal was to become the resident DJ of the club of my city at the weekend.
mhm,
I wanted to become the resident DJ that play like the Friday, the Saturday, the Thursday night.
mhm,
And I mean, I didn't know that like the DJ would become what it is today, this industry and
mhm,
all of that. Like, I mean, how could I know?
mhm,
So when I started DJ, I became like a resident DJ and I worked in club and all of that. Then I was like, maybe it would be great if I can create my own records. Then I started to really get into production properly. Then I learned it, and then I started to create my own records. Then I was trying them at the club. Then it took me like about 10 years to sign my first deal with the management, with all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And from that, it was 2014, end of 2014, when I signed my first contract with real management, with Warner Music, everything. And then they take it to another level, and then it became like more like a, how can I say, like pop, you know. But when I started, the DJ wasn't pop. The DJ was just the guy in the club, like, you know.
Yeah. Wow.
Wasn't pop.
And then we started with producing, because a lot of your music has Latin influence and Spanish influence. And so when you were starting production, how did you own in on your sound, on your particular sound that would separate you from other DJs?
Well, I mean, I did a lot of different stuff, but I had my breakthrough in 2018 with the Bellator song. And then I started to earn like decent money and all of that. So I moved to Ibiza. I was living in Ibiza.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'm from Marseille, which is like very close to Spain and very influenced by the Spanish, Italian, Arabic culture. But when I moved to Spain, when I moved to Ibiza, I really got inspired. I think my soul is in Ibiza, you know, like it's probably my favorite place on earth. So I really got inspired there. And what happened is that COVID happened after that. And then I moved to Lisbon in Portugal.
Mm-hmm.
And I was with my ex-girlfriend. It was really dramatic, this lockdown. Like that was like, we were like, you know, locked in a little apartment together. It was really crazy. Mm-hmm. And we were fighting all day. And the only thing I had to escape was my laptop, my headphone, and like, you know, doing music. And I realized at that time that I was missing Ibiza a lot, like really a lot. And he inspired me to create like just like some Ibizan beats, like Balearic stuff, with a lot of drums, with like Spanish vocals, all of that. And this is how I created Morenita. And in the beginning, Morenita was just like a therapy for me. Mm-hmm. I didn't plan that it would become a hit.
Yeah.
It was just a therapy to escape the...
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the DJs, when they I see them speaking of, a lot of the songs that just become successes are just songs that just come naturally. They're not the songs that they overthought. They're just songs that just came out. They just flew.
Yeah, it's kind of like interesting, because sometimes you really want to do like something that's gonna work, and you think about the recipe, and then you release, and then it's a flop. You're like, fuck, man, why it didn't work? Yeah. And then sometimes you get really inspired by life or by the real stuff that happened to you, and boom, the song is a hit. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, like, it's music, right? It connects people. Yeah. So if it's honest, if it's real, if it's something that really touched you at some point, mm-hmm. I think it will touch others. It will touch other humans, because it's real. No, it's honest. It's yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And then you mentioned, for example, that all the years that it took for you to kind of just build up your career. Was there any time in your journey that you just felt like, is this gonna happen? Like you kind of felt, you know what, maybe this isn't for me, or was that ever not cross your mind?
Well, the thing is, like, if I'm honest with you, I've never been in fear in life. You know, like I don't believe in fear. I think fear doesn't exist. I think it's a creation of society. Yeah. I think people from the society, small-minded people, or like in general, people are afraid. You know, what if? And I grew up with that album of 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying. And it means what it means, you know, like I never had a plan B. My goal never been to become rich with music. It wasn't that. It was to do what I love. Yeah. That was my goal. I wanted to be happy. I wanted to do something that I really love to do every day. Because when I was seven, I told my mom, who is the cunt who invented the concept of like going to school every day, waking up in the morning early is terrible. Mm-hmm. Then we got to go there all day, super annoying. Then after that, home, they give us homework. We do homework, we eat, we sleep, and we do it again the next day. Mm-hmm. And my mom was shocked when I said that I was 7. She was like, I don't know, it's just like normal. You got to go to learn to have a job. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, yeah, but fuck that shit. I hate it. Yeah. I fucking hate it. I don't want to do this. Never ever in my life. And I always wanted to do what I want.
Yeah.
So I never had fear because for me, I'd rather be dead than doing something that I hate, you know?
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, exactly same. I mean, just that if you're miserable doing what you hate, that's just you're not living.
Exactly.
And then after all these years of work and stuff, when was your moment, one of your proudest DJ moments where you're like, okay, I made it?
Of course, the first breakthrough is like something incredible. It's something you will always remember because the first breakthrough is like, I don't know, it's like a girl you had in your life. You know what I'm saying? It's the first time. You
Yeah.
always remember that.
Yeah.
And it's the moment where you see like all the things you dreamed about
Yeah.
happening in your life. You're like, fuck, man, am I dreaming? Is it real? Like, you start to be on TV, you start to go on radio, you do interviews, you see your song getting a number one on the chart. You're like, fuck, what is it? You know?
Yeah.
So I think 2018, my first breakthrough is my first like biggest memory, and I would say the second one is right now all the things that happen with Morenita, which is my second breakthrough somehow because it's like a new breakthrough in the industry that is a bit more in the ground and a bit cooler, you know, in the house techno scene and all of that. So it's my second breakthrough, I would say.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's
That
the
one
two best DJ
yeah,
moments.
definitely. I hear that one a lot the most here where I'm from. That's the one that you really used to hear in the clubs.
Where are you from, by the way?
I'm in Texas, but right by the border of Texas and Mexico. And
Gotcha.
so, Emin McAllen, you're actually scheduled to be here September 26th at Club Bisu
Okay.
with McAllen.
All right, so you come.
Oh, yes, of course. I'll be there.
Fire. We'll do
Yes.
tequila shot. Perfect.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then have you been to this area before, or is this the first time that you'll be playing? That you can kind of
No,
off the
I
top of
was
your
I
head.
was supposed to play at Clay. You know Clay?
Oh, yes, Clayton's.
But the day I was supposed to play that, the plane got canceled. I was in
Oh,
Canada. I
yeah.
was in Canada. It was the next day after I played Toronto.
Mhm.
So the gig got canceled. It got moved, and I think it's Clay, not the one you talk about in Texas. So it's another one.
Yeah, it's in the same. It's not in McAllen, but it's within this area. It's huge. It also has a lot of DJs that come and play.
Gotcha. Yeah. So that's it. So
Awesome,
it's gonna be the first.
excited. Yes, no, and then when you're here, definitely try the food. Just the Mexican tacos, and just while you're here, just try and take advantage of that. And then so since you are traveling a lot, you're surrounded by a lot of people. Have you ever had like just weird fan moments? What's like the craziest fan experience you've had?
I really wanted me to say that in the interview. Being
Oh, I
honest,
don't know. Well, it depends what it is. I don't know.
that's crazy. I have crazy stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like
Well, yeah, I
if you want,
imagine.
if you want, I'll tell you. But like, I don't know if it's
No,
like I
yeah,
don't know
no,
if it's decent for the media. But I can tell you the truth if you want it. I
yeah,
don't mind.
no. That's fine. It's fine. I can imagine. I can imagine.
But
So,
there is some crazy stuff. Yeah.
and then what about your most embarrassing DJ moment?
Most embarrassing DJ moment. It's like when I play after a guy who were playing like EDM like you know
Hmm.
and a little microphone and all that. And then I start after the guy playing my house stuff, and then the people are looking at me like this,
Like what's going on? Yeah.
like they don't understand, you know. And I'm like trying to act like it's normal, but like you
Yeah.
can feel that, like super awkward.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think it was another interview. I think it was the DJ was Dylan Francis that he's saying that just reacting to the crowd and working the crowd, it's a science in itself. So you have to really like you sometimes might get stuck, but you eventually come around.
No, of course, but like when this kind of stuff happened, the one I tell you, it's more because like it was like some mistakes in the programmation.
Oh,
Like the genre of music it has to make sense. You can't have a stage with a guy playing this and another that one after the other because the crowd is like totally confused, you know.
yeah. Yeah. And then do you have like a routine to hype yourself up right before you get on stage?
No. I mean, I'm doing that for a long time now, so I'm kind of like used to it, and I'm pretty confident. So
Oh,
it's
so you
kind
don't
of.
get nervous anymore.
I always get nervous a little bit, but I mean, I don't get sick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just like, okay, hope I'm gonna kill it, la la la, you know, that's it. But like I'm playing every day, bro. So
Awesome. And then the last couple of questions is one, what would you because I mean there's so much competition nowadays. What advice would you give to someone that's starting out, that's wanting to be in your position?
first of all, fuck the competition. I don't think it's important to compare yourself. You shouldn't compare yourself to others.
Mhm.
I think it's better to focus on what you love, what you want to do, and trying to be happy with yourself. A lot of people do things because of the others. They are like, okay, I do this because the others are gonna think this about me and that, but they forgot about themselves. They forgot to be truly themselves and truly happy.
Yeah.
And the first thing is to ignore the competition. There is
Mhm.
no competition. It's you against you. That's how we find happiness.
Yeah.
And once you understand that, then you can start create great stuff, and great stuff will automatically take you to the place you want to be.
Oh wow. Yeah. I love that because I feel like there's a lot of people that they want to make it so hard, and then sometimes they lose themselves in the stress of trying to make it, that they're no longer fans. They don't really go out to the shows, they don't listen to the music because they're just so focused on trying to make it. So
Yeah.
I definitely see that, how that can be a blockage, and you need to just be happy with yourself. So yeah.
And don't try too hard. Things has to come naturally. Like we said with the Monita song, you see, it was like again an accident kind of, because it
Yeah.
was honest. It
Yeah.
was real, you know?
Yes, exactly. Wow. And then what are some of the musics, or some of the songs or DJs that you're listening to right now? That's kind of like that moves you.
Um I can open my Spotify or not?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The when I knew that I had approved, I had gotten approved to interview you, I literally just went to my Spotify and just typed in your name to see what I already had saved from you, and I was like, of course, like that was the inspiration I need to get going.
Let me check, because I was like, you know, there is so much music out right now that is complicated to remember the names.
Mhm.
Um at the minute, I really like what Another is doing. I'm kind of like studying what, like this kind of like underground old school house.
Mhm.
Polar, Ruse, yeah, this kind of stuff. It's really really cool.
Awesome.
I'm trying to you know to dig a little bit like the old school house and all this like old school stuff from the 90s or early 2000. I think there is a lot of stuff to bring back now as a fresh sound, you know.
Yes, exactly. I'm noticing that as a trend, that it's just they're bringing back a lot of the old stuff, which is good. I feel like we're at that stage where we can bring back the 2000s, the 90s, you know?
100%. And it's cool because like we had so many years of this EDM stuff that were like so far away from what a real DJ is. You know what I mean? That like it's great now that we're going back to that. You know, to the extended set. Like now we don't sell gigs like 1 hour set anymore. You know, I play 3-4 hours. You know, we do like a real journey with a real story with a real thing. You know, and I
Mhm.
love that because we are back to where I started, like I told you, 19 years ago, which is like the roots of the culture of the DJs, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I mean, and yeah, and that's what we're hearing right now. So that's awesome. It's really good that I was able to speak to you. You're also scheduled to, well, you're scheduled to be here the 26th, playing in my hometown, but you're also going to be playing in Georgia, which is going to be Imagine Festival.
Oh
Um,
yeah, fine.
yeah, so I'm excited. That's the first time I'll be at a festival in Georgia, so that's definitely where I'll be going there, and just being able to just enjoy the crowd.
Man, I'm super excited. You know, I'm moving to Miami on the 13th of
Nice.
September, so I'm going to be based in America, and I'm so excited for this tour. It's like everything I dreamed about, like since I'm a kid. You know, touring America. You know, America is something else. You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and for me as a French guy from the south of France, like having this like American tour now is just like wow. I'm so excited.
Awesome. Just enjoying it. Take it day by day.
Yeah, that's what we're
Awesome.
gonna do.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, thank you so much for taking the time to connect with me. And I know you're tired, you just finished playing, but definitely I appreciate it. And just
We made it on time. We made it on time. That's perfect.
awesome. Thank you so much. Well, have a great rest of the day.
Right. So I see you end of September, right?
Yes, at the end of September in McAllen, and also Imagine at in Georgia.
Perfect. Let's do that.
Awesome.
Cheers, man. Have a good one. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.